guys, just going to do a little breakdown with apprentice Jenelle, which is French for Jenelle, and your dog Yehzara, and I can't spell Yehzara. Spell it.
Yehzara.
And I spell it Zara.
Zara.
That's it. Okay, so let's get a couple things out of the way.
Yes.
You want to know why this behavior in the crate is happening. Can you describe what's happening?
So in the crate, I was told to feed in the kennel.
Yeah.
So I had her in a down stay.
Yeah.
Prepped her meal.
Yeah.
After done prepping, I put the food in the crate.
Yeah.
Sorry, guys.
You're nervous?
I'm very nervous.
Oh, stop it. Wait, hey.
So from there, I dismissed her. She bolted right for the kennel. Went right for it.
Yep.
As I followed, I went to go shut the kennel door.
Sure.
And that's when she started showing behavior of growling, vocalizing. And
So she's defensive.
Very defensive.
Okay. So when did you start training with this dog?
At 8 weeks of age.
Okay, 8 weeks of age. And you told me, and we're not mentioning any names, we don't want to throw anybody in the house, but when did she first have a prong put on her?
12 weeks.
At 12 weeks old. Okay, and then how were you taught? Tell me about correcting. How were you taught to correct?
I was never officially taught how to correct. I was told you give a pop correction and then follow through it, the command.
Okay. And so at 12 weeks, she was getting pretty hard pops.
Yes.
Okay, and then how did she respond to that?
For the first few, she was pretty timid, but as she was getting older and older, every time I would give her a pop command or a pop correction, she'd turn around and start like trying to growl and bite me.
Right.
And at that point, it would get into fist fighting.
Right. Well, so where are you from?
South Boston.
South Boston. So you're like, I'll correct you harder, harder corrections, harder, right?
Yes.
So think about who you are as a person, right?
Yeah.
And you're pretty hardcore.
Yes, in some degrees,
You got a little temper?
yes, I do have a very, very, very bad temper.
Right. A temper.
A temper.
Right. It's wicked temper.
This is not faking it, guys. It's a wicked temper.
Right. And so you got to own it. That's it. And so that's what I talk about when I tell people that your personality, how you communicate, is going to affect how you train dogs. You got to balance the personality, and you have been doing an amazing job. You know you have.
I've improved.
Yes, you have. Yeah, that's tough to say.
It
Yeah.
is.
So now let me go back to that. So the dog at 12 weeks is getting hard corrections, and in the beginning is shutting down. Whenever you see a dog shut down from a correction, they don't understand it. It's too much. They just kind of go, mom has been drinking, right? Now as she grows and you make unfair corrections that are maybe too hard, ill-timed, or she doesn't know the answer, she started to go, do that again. Do it again. And you said, oh yeah, hold my weave. And you two go, and it's just, right? Okay, so it's a very South Boston mother-daughter relationship.
Yeah.
Right?
Perfect. That's perfect.
That's it, right?
That's a great analogy.
Okay, so now what we've been working on, how did you hear about me?
So I reached out to Katie Matthews.
The great Katie Matthews, the mustache himself.
Yes, and we had multiple conversations, and I finally admitted what was going on, truthfully.
Yeah.
And he had explained to me, unfortunately, I wasn't a good candidate for his program.
Right.
However, he recommended you.
Sure.
So he gave me all your information.
Yep.
I reached out to you guys
Yep.
and did the consult and really liked what I'd seen. And here I am.
Yeah, and you've been here for a minute too. And so now we keep making improvements, but really the big changes have to come from the owner to get the dog to change.
Correct.
Right. So if you do things with a temper, then the dog, you're going to overdo it.
Right.
And if you're kind of like, there's people who are like, sit, she doesn't want to sit, then you're never going to get anything on that end, right? So we're trying to always balance everything out.
Everything's balanced.
Okay, so you told me what happens. You take the food. Let me just recap. You got the dog in the downstairs in the kitchen. You make the food. It's raw food, right?
It's raw.
Yeah, so it's very bad.
It's totally valid.
You take the food. You put it in the dog's in the downstay. You put the dog in the food in the back of the crate.
Mm-hmm.
You go back to the kitchen. You unclip the dog. She still stays there, if I heard you right.
Yeah.
And then you say dismissed, and she goes bombing into the kennel.
Bolting.
Hardcore.
Like, hardcore.
Now you go over to shut the door, and she starts all this growling and reactive stuff, and that's where you are.
That's fine.
All right, so what I want to do is I want to look at this video,
Okay.
and I want to play it through in its entirety without any comment from us, and then I want to go through and break it down.
Sounds great.
You cool with that?
Good.
All right. So it's a minute and 51. I'm going to mute our mic so you guys can watch this. Here we go.
Seriously? Okay, so when I look at that video, I see broken trust. Just broken trust. That's all I see. And we'll go through it, but as you let the dog go, there's something very high value. Now your crate is in a corner in the house. Yeah.
Right? So the wall here.
There's a wall there.
Right? Okay. So let's look at it. Let's bring it up. Okay.
Oh, it's fine.
Okay. So you've just let the dog go, and the dog's in the crate now, right?
Correct.
So the dog is going to growl at you. Let's hear a little bit of that, all right? See the dog turn toward you?
Yeah.
Okay. So you're kind of, let's stop it. You're kind of, there's pressure from you. You're also holding your camera.
Correct.
You're also not moving in a very natural way. You're coming up and you're trying to show the event.
Right.
Right? So that's, the dog doesn't know that. So the dog's like, what the hell is she doing? Why is she just standing there?
Right.
Then the door goes to shut a little bit. It's not like, okay, I'm just putting you in and it's normal. So what's happening is the dog's got this very high value item in the back of the crate. She wants that. You saw from the desire that she wants that. Now she goes in the back of the crate and she's like, am I going to get rung up for this? Am I going to get pronged? Right. And there's all this doubt. And so what you're seeing, it's not aggression. It's venting doubt. The dog is like, oh, right? And you do the same thing with her.
Right.
Yeah. So only yours like, dog, right? It's just different. Yeah. So now, as you put pressure on the dog, and so you're not acting naturally.
Right.
The dog doesn't know how to read you. You don't know how to read the dog, and you both are doing the same thing. At one point, you say something to her.
Seriously.
And you go, seriously. That's that selfie coming out.
Right.
Where you're like, let's go. Right. So instead of being let's go, we have to read, and that's what you're doing right now. Yeah. And then we have to teach. You have a problem. Problems make lessons. Okay. So now, as we go through this, I'm going to try to stop it when I can. I know the sound kind of screws up, but let's see. Okay. Whoops. See the door almost shut there?
Seriously?
Now, it's a little behind, but you backed up. You said seriously, and you backed up. Did you see it? Oh. So the dog goes, I don't know what you want.
Right.
I don't have any idea what you want. So this is a display, not an act. Do you see the dog is like, look how big my teeth are. I don't know it. The dog is just, so if you were eating and she came up and was just like, what would you do?
Probably bop her one.
Right. What is she doing to you?
Bopping me one.
That's right. Now I want to talk about the crate. The crate is a confined space. Anytime you put something in a confined space, fight or flight turns into fight.
Right.
Now you've got a high value food item while you're compressing a space that the dog, there's no escape from that. So what the dog is saying is not back off, but I don't know what you want from me right here. I can't trust you. I can't trust you and eat. Can't do it.
Right.
So the dog is vocalizing all that stuff, right?
Right.
So now you see the aggression, correct? That's what you were originally saying. You were like, God damn it.
Like, why? Why is this happening? Like, I'm doing my best.
Yep.
You know, I'm giving you the benefit of the doubt. I'm trying to give you more leadway because you're showing better behavior. And then it comes to this, and it's just like, why?
The dog is thinking the exact same thing. The dog is thinking you two are made for each other. You're just, once you click together, this won't happen anymore. Your dog's gonna be like, oh my God, you complete me.
I hope I complete her because she completes me on my
she
end.
does, unless she's fucking
she's
backing
like
it. Yeah, right.
When she's like this is a
But that's,
story.
but she's like this because you're like that.
Right.
You're the one that can change.
Right.
Right. So let's watch. So that's a big display. Now there's doubt. See the dog go away into avoidance? The dog's like, all right, nothing's really happening here. So it peaked. And the dog's like, "Dah, dah, 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 dah," and nothing happened. You got no reaction. You gave no reaction.
Right.
So the dog goes, temporarily.
Okay.
Right?
Right.
Okay. Low growling. Now I want to go eat. Now you're right there. See, do you hear that?
Yeah.
That's all. Oh, fuck, I want to go eat.
Yeah.
I want to go eat, but I can't. Is she going to correct me for eating? Is she going to tell me to do something? That's, the dog's not clear. So the dog is having a hard time understanding what you want, and you can hear it. So you just listen. Sometimes just close your eyes and listen to the video, and you'll hear everything you need to know. Sometimes you see. Sometimes it's touch. But watch what the dog is doing here. She's waiting for the door to close here. Look at, that's full avoidance. Just closed it and walk away. So she just checked to see if you were still there. She's doing it again. See, one eye's looking at you.
Yeah.
Now you start to hear that, no, that's really like, oh my God. What does she want?
Right.
And you're thinking, when are you going to stop growling?
Right.
Do you see what I mean? It's the same exact thing.
Okay.
A dog is a direct reflection of how you communicate.
In that communication.
Well, it's what got you through selfie, right?
Yeah.
Right? I come from a housing project. I get it. You know what I mean? Like,
trust me, I lived in the project.
you know. So now what happens here is that you have to grow the dog. If you really want to train the dog, you have to grow past your communication style. And how hard has that been for you?
Very hard. Very hard.
But you're from where?
South Boston.
So you do it.
I do it.
Yeah. Tough broad. Here we go. All right, so I want to point out something to you. The dog is now really saying, I don't know what you want. But the dog is also looking for a cue. The dog is like, this is looking and this low kind of confused growl, right? So the dog is looking at you. But what I want you to pay attention to is the left eye. Because the dog now, remember, we do this. We can close an eye and look. That dog is looking at the black rubber part of that crate. And so one eye is telling information is close and the other one's telling you information is far away. This dog is going to try to wink. The dog is going to try to focus the picture by winking. Okay? So that means what that tells me is the dog is trying to get a clearer picture. that make sense?
Yeah.
If you can't see something, you go like, what is that? What is that? What is that? Watch the dog do that. Right there.
Yeah.
It's just that left eye. You see the licking. Did you see that quick lick? The dogs, when a dog licks like that, they tend to be making a decision at times. So the dog goes, all right, I'm going to go back to it. And that's it, right? Okay. So what I see is that it's, now people would try to treat this at the kennel. This is not where it comes from. Trust, and trust isn't like taking food and feeding it from your hand. Trust is that the dog can trust your judgment and how you make corrections. Trust is that, and that takes time to heal. So as you get better as a handler, and as you understand the dog more, you can read the dog, this stuff will go away. The problem is most trainers now would treat that symptom, which will create more trust issues. They'll make it go away, but the dog will trust you less. This is about teaching, not making. Does that make sense to you?
It does. It does.
Yeah. So where did this problem start? In South Boston, how many years ago?
Oh, probably almost 2 years now. 3? No, 2.
Well, when were you born in South Boston?
Oh my. Oh God.
No,
Yeah.
that's this problem.
That is
That's why I got into dog training. That's what everything is that how you do anything is how you do everything. And so you need to change the way you do everything, and anything and everything will change.
I have to be kinder.
Well, it's not kinder. I think kinder, yes, but I think clearer. If you're just clearer, and you have to understand, because you're misinterpreting each other. You're thinking she's being the bad, and she thinks you're being the bad, when both of you are just trying to get along.
Right.
And so what we'll do is we'll work on this for a little while, and then I don't know if you want to make another video and come back in a little while and check it out.
Yeah.
All right. Big props. She was scared to death. Did you die?
I did not die.
Did you die?
No,
No, you're fine. All right, guys. Thanks for watching. If you have questions, put them below. Share the video and appreciate it. Peace.